Hey up folks, here we are. It is the 1st of July. We've had some beautiful weather and then right at the end it's gone a little bit but you know, it is what it is. We're on the 1st of July and only 17 days until I'm 54. Coming up on this vlog today, we've got a couple of unboxings. We've got the Horror Box subscription, which I think is for last month, but I'm not 100% certain, so it could be June's, it could be May's. I've got the Pedal Jungle unboxing of the monthly t-shirt. I've got some book reviews, including a set of books that I'll be reviewing in one go. I've got a Since My Last Vlog, which is very interesting. I have got a review of my holiday to North Wales, including things I bought, including places I visited and stuff like that. So that's there. And the last word today is family. Coming up first, what should we have first? Should we have the book reviews? Yeah, we'll do the book reviews right at the start. Okay, so here we've got my book reviews. Now, I have read 12 books, as you can see from this picture. But as you look at it, you'll notice that 7 of them are by Cara Hunter, and they are the D.I. Adam Fawley series of books. And I'll be rating all them as one book because I want to rate them together rather than rating 12 individual books, which will probably bore the life out of you. So I'll start with the Adam Fawley books. Now, Cara Hunter was somebody I'd never heard of. I don't know whether it's just me, but I'd never heard of it. And I read book 1 close to home, and it was the first horror book I've ever read where it's strange because there's no body in it, nobody dies in it, which is very unusual for a detective novel, very, very unusual for a crime novel. But I enjoyed it. I liked the style of the writing, and it was the first book in the series, and after that I just literally read them all in a row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I even sent off for number 7 because it was on Amazon. So I got it off Amazon and read book 7 as well. So I've read all 7. Now, as a full mark for the entire set of books, I'd give them 8 out of 10. Because there's a lot in there. There's a lot of murders, there's a lot of kidnappings, there's a lot of convoluted stories, but there's also excuse me, he's also got his own backstory, and a lot of the characters in it, a lot of the detectives or DSs or whatever, they've all got backstories as well. So it's very good. It's not as good as Mark Billingham's, I will be honest. The D.I. Thorne novels are still my favourite at the moment, but 8 out of 10 for a range of detective novels, because he's a D.I. He's D.I. Adam Fawley at the start. Later on he becomes something else, and yeah, I would say they're a very good read. They kept me going for quite a lot of June. Now bear in mind I went away for a week, so the only reading I did at the start of June was for me Kindle. So I've actually read 12 books in the best part of 21 days, which isn't bad really, you know. The weather's been beautiful, so I've been sitting outside and reading. So I would give the Cara Hunter D.I. Adam Fawley novels 8 out of 10. Now, my second book is this one, and again, it's one that I had in my horror box, and it's called The Hunt Club, and it's by Brett Lott. And now I'd never heard of this guy either. Now this is it's a convoluted murder sort of conspiracy thing, basically. A man's body gets found with no head, well, hardly any head, and he's been skinned, his hands and arms have been skinned, and it's all to do with the reason for that and also why the body's been killed, etc, etc. There's a lot of twists and turns in it. People get accused, you think it's somebody, it isn't somebody else, you don't know who the hell's on what side, etc, etc. So it's a really pretty good thriller. It's not a thick book. I mean, it's only how many pages is it? It's only 243 pages, so it's not a thick book, but it's still a good read. I finished it in a day, and that one I would give 6 out of 10 because it isn't too bad. It isn't too bad. You can kind of see where the story's going. Well, I could anyway. So, but for a first, I've never heard of the guy. So Brett Lott, I'm going to try read some more of his books, but that one I would give 6 out of 10, and that is The Hunt Club. Now this one I couldn't find when I went on Goodreads because I didn't realise that Sebastian Fitzek, all his books are usually in German, and I got this one in with one of my horror boxes again, and it's called The Gift. Now This one is very, 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 very convoluted and confusing, and you haven't got a clue what's going on, who's who. There are lots of good twists in it, actually. There's a few twists in that you don't see coming, which are very cleverly done. The ending, I sort of saw coming, but I didn't, if you know, well, you'll know when you read it. But it's a really good, fast-paced thriller. There are a bit of, you know, there's parts in it where you think, you know, what, didn't need that in, but that happens in every book. You know, it's a bit of filler information, but the good thing is he does go into the background of the character, so you do get to see exactly why he is how he is and who he's with, etc, etc. Like I said, it's very convoluted, it's a very confusing book, but at the end of it I thought, wow, that was really good, that was. And I would give that one 8 out of 10, and I'm going to try and find some more of his books in English. And it's Sebastian Fitzek, and it's The Gift. And I would give that one 8 out of 10. 2 left. Now this one is called, it's Stuart Neville. Now when I went online and looked into this, it said it was a trilogy, but there's only 2 books out. And I've got the first one and I'm after the second one. The second one is called Blood Like Ours, and it's the sequel. This one's called Blood Like Mine. Now to start with, it's your sort of quite obvious vampire-y type werewolf thing of a girl who's basically, a mum is keeping her safe and feeding her on predators, shall we say, paedophiles, child molesters, anything like that. She basically thinks they're okay for a daughter to kill them. Now there's an FBI agent in it, which is obvious, who's basically been tracking her for 2 years. The story again is very, it centres around those 3, the mother, the daughter and this FBI agent. And it all comes to a crescendo right near the end. But the good news is there is a sequel to it. So when you do read this, remember that it doesn't end at the end. There is a sequel, and I can see why there's a sequel, because of how it does end. Now, it's a very good read. It's quite long, this one is. This one's a good 424 pages. But it is worth reading. It's my first book by this person. Like I said, I've never read anything by them before. And I would give this one 8 out of 10 as well, because it's got enough in there to keep you reading and reading and reading. I had a job put it down. So this is Blood Like Mine by Stuart Neville. And it's basically vampire werewolf. I still can't quite figure it out yet. But it's either a vampire or a werewolf anyway. And I would give it 8 out of 10. Now this last one is a curious book, and it's by a woman called Gemma Amor, and it's called Itch. And when I saw it, and you can see these little, I don't know whether you can see on the page, you've got these little like yellow ant things crawling out the eye. Now I thought it was going to be one of these parasite infestations, you know, a bit like Slugs and Rats, what James Herbert and Sean Hudson wrote, blah blah blah. But it isn't. It's basically about a woman, who finds a body. And from the minute she finds that body, she feels like she's been infested with flipping ants and termites and fucking slugs and God knows what else. She basically feels like she's a walking insect. And the story goes that these women keep getting killed, and they keep turning up at weird arse places, and it looks like they've been moved around several times. Now, it's all basically a murder one. Somebody's going around killing people. They've got to find out who it is, why it is. There is a bit of a supernatural element to it, actually. Quite a bit of a supernatural element. Now, it's a good read, and I'd never read anything by Gemma Amor no more. Gemma Amor no more. That was good, wasn't it? Gemma Amor, I hadn't read any books by, and I would give this one 7 out of 10, because again, it's a good read, and it's quite hard to put down. I haven't got many hardback books, but this is one that obviously was in with me Horror Box subscription. But it's Gemma Amor, Itch, and like I said, it's more like a murder, trying to solve a few murders, and I would give that one 7 out of 10, and that's Itch. And that, believe it or not, is my book reviews for June 2026. When I next do a vlog, it will obviously be 1st of August. I will have aged, because it's my birthday on the 18th of July, and you'll have some more book reviews, because I'm bound to read a fair few before then. Coming up next, I've got my unboxing, actually, of my Horror Box subscription. Okay, here we go. One horror box subscription. All I've done is literally just cut the seal. I've cut the seal, nothing else, because it's full. As you can see, it's still full of the red chips and stuff. So I made a bit of a mistake today, so you'll have to bear me a second, because I forgot to get my scissors to cut open the book. It's because I haven't had one of these for a couple of months. You remember, last month I didn't get one because they said they were waiting for the supplier to provide them. So at some point I'll have two in 1 month, but I haven't had it yet. This is just one book. It's a bloody thick one though, I'll give it that. I'll try and get in it. It's a really thick one actually. Oh, it's a Stephen King one. And okay, this is Lacey's story. Now I'm not quite happy with this because a couple of, well, I think it was last month, I had Lacey's story in hardback and they put exactly the same book in paperback. I'm not quite happy about that because that's a bit of a cop-out, that they put two books in, exactly the same book, month in, month out, and I don't think that's very fair. They could have put a different book in. So I've now got the paperback and the hardback version of Lacey's story. So that's not a good start. I'm not happy with that. Now the second book is by Amy Jane Stewart, and it says A Dark Enchanted Tale of Feminine Rage, a Stunning Debut, and it's called Hex House. Hex House, and it's a good thick nice book. That looks like it's going to be a good read. It says a rich seam of rage sings through the bones of this novel, highly recommended, and that's by a person called A.G. Slatter, whoever that is. I don't even know who that is either. Must be getting behind on me horror authors, I don't know. So yeah, that's the first book that's actually brand new, and that's Hex House by Amy Jane Stewart. We've got another book. This one is by Daisy Pierce, and it says full of superb sustained tension, and that's the New York Times, and it's called Something in the Walls, and as you can see from there's an eye peering out the wall, which is a bit creepy. She's looking for the truth, but something else is staring back. That's the tagline. So that's by Daisy Pierce, and it's called Something in the Walls. That's my second new book. Obviously I've got my usual, which is, I can get in it, me drinks. Is there anything new? No, it's usual stuff, coffee bags, tea, all sorts of like drinks in there, one herbal tea which I won't be drinking. My sweet treat is, when I can get the thing off, is Walters & B Cranberry and Almond Handmade Honey Nougat. Or nugget, whatever you want to say it. I say nugget, but apparently it's nougat. So it's nougat, and that's a bar there, and it's got to be eaten by. Oh no, it doesn't tell you actually. But I can guarantee I'll eat that in July anyway. I've also got a pin badge. Oh, I like this one. Oh, this one's nice. It's in a case, in a nice little case, little plastic case. Got to remember when I used to get these plastic cases years and years ago. And inside we have a quite heavy pin badge actually, and it is, what is that? Hold on, I'll just try and work it out. Looks very sort of Egyptian hieroglyphic-y, that does. I don't know if you can see that properly. You might be able to put it behind my hand. Hold on. There you go. You can see it a bit better now. I think it's supposed to be like a door or something, or a book cover, and it's ancient hieroglyphics, but it's heavy. It's a proper metal one, that is. Proper metal pin badge. And the other things in here are my usuals, which consists of, let me just get them. You know, the usuals. A couple of little cards, basically telling me about books that are out by an author called, who's this by? Oh no, they're different people actually. They just run for it, it says, and one of the books on there is actually the book that's in here, which is Something in the Walls. So this is basically advertising books. I don't know if you can see that. Let me just see if you can. Can you see that? It's just got a few books on there, that's that. obviously your normal bookmark, which has got all your info on, plus your QR code so you can find out what's in the full guts box, and there's a story on the back, there usually is. I have got a signed Amy Jane Stewart Hex House card. That's signed. I've got, I'm not sure what that is. It's a cool signature though, I'll give it that. Obviously somebody who doesn't do a lot of signing. I think that might be for the first book. No, the second book, sorry. That's Daisy. Ah, it is Daisy. Daisy Pierce. I like that signature, that's well cool. Daisy Pierce, a little smiley face at the end of it. And the bookmark, oh nice. They're coming to get you, Barbara. That must be a reference to Summit. They're coming to get you, Barbara, it says. And the other side is that. Somebody might know what the heck that represents. I don't know whether it's supposed to be like one of the old Living Dead movies or something like that. It could be, but I don't know. So in my box today, I have that bookmark and that bookmark. I have 2 author signatures for both books. My nougat, nugget, my drinks, my little card advertising some books. My Daisy Pierce, Something in the Walls, new book. Hex House by Amy Jane Stewart. And last but not least, the only one I'm not happy about, oh no, sorry, not last but not least, Stephen King Lycee Story paperback. And one very, very, very cool pin badge. Egyptian pin badge, I think that is. Egyptian pin badge we'll go for. So that is my book subscription box for, I think this is May's. I'm not quite sure whether it's May's or June's because they haven't let me know. So it's either one or the other. Well, since my last vlog, wow, where do I start? Well, of course, at the start of June I went on holiday. I went to North Wales with my sister Mandy and my brother-in-law Steve, and we had an absolutely fantastic time. We had a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant time. Now, it was only a week, but it went so fast. We did everything, and I won't give too much away in this, what I'm talking about now, because coming up after I finish talking, there's a section on the holiday. What I've decided to do is, because I took hundreds of pictures and not everybody wants to sit through a vlog with hundreds of pictures, I'm going to put them all on my Facebook. Now if you go onto my Facebook page, which is Callum Arvis, and you basically go onto my photos and my albums, there'll be an album on there called North Wales 2026, and that will have all the photos that I took and all the video as well. So I'm putting it all on there. But I'm not going to put it all in this vlog. You're just going to have the highlights. But yes, it was a fantastic holiday. The weather was beautiful. We had wind. We had wind nearly every day, but the weather was absolutely beautiful. It really was. We went to everywhere. We went to Beaumaris Castle. We went to Carnarvon Castle. We did the Anglesey. We did Kaidai 50s Museum. We did a transport museum. We did Rail. We did Llandudno twice. We did the Great Orme. So we really fitted in a lot in a week, and I mean a lot. Now, highlights and lowlights. The highlight for me was Llandudno because I'd never actually been there longer than about an hour and a half. And I remember going there years ago with me and Deb, obviously my late wife Deb, and Mick and Tony, who were our friends at the time, and we took Snoop, which was their dog. And I remember going there because we stopped and had a meal at a cafe, but I don't remember anything else about it because it was a long time ago. Now, I'd only ever been there, like I say, once. I love Llandudno. Llandudno's a beautiful place. The views are absolutely stunning, and the Great Orme is literally right next to it. And it's this great big massive, looks like a mountain, really does. It's huge. And at the top of it is this building that I thought looked like an old telecommunications tower, and I found out it actually was one. But it was one that during the war, basically, it was one of these that signalled when there was enemy bombers coming so that they could alert the big ports like Liverpool and stuff and let them know that the bombers were on the way from Germany and to, you know, get into your shelters sort of thing. So they must have saved thousands of lives because they'd intercepted the German signals when they were coming over to say what, and translated them to know when they were going to bomb. So yeah, that saved a fair few lives. But going back to my holiday, yeah, I went to these are the good ports. Like I said, I did Carnarvon Castle and we did Beaumaris Castle. Now, Beaumaris Castle is a place where I have never, ever, ever felt wind like it in my life. I am talking, we could not open the car doors. As soon as you tried to open the car door, it blew back shut. It was that windy, it really was. It was enough wind to take you off your feet. But it was beautiful. I mean, they got all these like places where you could walk around and stuff. Of course, there was a lot of steps, so I couldn't, you know, go up where I wanted to, etc., etc. But we had a lovely walk around there. And the beautiful thing, I don't know whether you know about castles, is if you are disabled or a carer, most of the time you can get in for free. You can just go in. All you have to do is basically, I mean, obviously I didn't need any proof of ID. I've got my stick, I've got my glove on, and I was limp, you know, because obviously I can't walk normally anyway. So it was a bit of a giveaway that I was disabled. We also went to Carnarvon Castle, and the difference being at Carnarvon Castle, they've actually put in a lift for disabled people so they can get to the top of the actual castle, and you can actually walk quite a bit of a way around. You can't go all the way, because again there's steps that go up like that and steps that come down, and you're sort of like, no. But they've made it so it's disabled friendly, and I love that about it. I got some fantastic pictures. Like I said, you'll see a few of them in a minute, but if you want the rest, go onto my Facebook page. I'll put the link underneath the vlog, and you can check out all the videos and all the pictures from my week in North Wales. Now, disappointments. The biggest disappointment I found was a place called Rhyl. Now, I'd heard that it had gone downhill, so I expected a couple of things to be missing from my childhood because I haven't been there for 36 years. I have never been so disappointed in a place in my entire life. If you'd have picked me up and dropped me there and told me it was Rhyl, I would never have believed you in a million years. They have absolutely ruined it. They really have ruined it. When we used to go on holiday, we used to go for a week's holiday into Rhyl, sometimes 2 weeks. And we never had to leave Rhyl because there was something there to do every day, whether it was paddling in the pool, going on the beach. They had the arcades, they had the bus shelters type things where I used to meet up with family and have bags of chips and stuff. They had a nice ice cream booth on the front. The donkey rides were then. You had everything to last you a week. We were only there for two and a half hours, and that included a meal. And I'm telling you something, mate, we'd walked around. That was it. There was nothing there. There was absolutely nothing there to make you want to stay a week. Not even a day. I wouldn't even want a day trip there. It is absolutely boring. They have got rid of all the stuff that made Rhyl the place it was, and they've turned it into just, I don't know what they were trying to do. They certainly haven't made it any better. Nowhere near. It's absolutely dreadful. I wouldn't recommend it even 1 star on Trustpilot, mate. Not a chance. It is dreadful, Rhyl is now. It is not a place I would want to go back again. Even though my sister and brother-in-law kept threatening to take me back, I kept saying, no, you're all right. And instead, we ended up doing 2 trips in the week to Llandudno, because Llandudno just takes my breath away. It's absolutely phenomenal place. It's beautiful. It is. Big, long stretch of beach, and then you've got the pier, and the pier's a nice walk. And you've got the town that you could literally spend 2-3 hours walking around just the town. One of the other highlights of Llandudno that we found is a old war museum, and that was really, really good as well, because it had got things set up like air raid shelters, and it had got people in uniforms, and it had all information about different things, and oh, it was fantastic walk around, and that was only like £4 for getting there. That's all it was. It was really, really cheap. But so yeah, then with the highlights of my holiday. Now the accommodation was brilliant. Again, you'll see a walkthrough. I'll do the walkthrough on the bit that comes up after this. And I stayed in a nice little single room. The only problem I had, now it could be because I forgot some of my meds. I forgot my mirtazapine. Now my mirtazapine keeps me calm and helps me get through the night without having nightmares and bad times, you know. and I forgot to take those with me. So that, plus the fact I could not get comfortable on the bed, meant most of the nights I did not have a good night's sleep. One night, my watch actually, I woke up 12 times in one night and tried to get comfortable, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So it could be a combination of the fact that the bed wasn't very comfortable and I hadn't got my meds. And when I did fall asleep, I had nightmares. So it wasn't the best that way. But the week made up for it. You know, it was a fantastic week. Now, other than that, when I got back, there wasn't really a lot for me to do. I should have got to have my hair cut, as you can tell, because it needs cutting. But my back started hurting me about 2 days after I got home. And all I'd done was emptied my washing machine of my holiday clothes, and my back went on me. I felt something pull in the base of my spine. Now, when I go down for have my hair cut, I always sit in a chair, lean my head back and have my hair washed by Frankie, and I could not have done that. There's no way my back would not have took that. I was in absolute agony with it. I even had to up my meds to compensate for it for 3 days. Also, once we got back, obviously the World Cup started. Now, I haven't watched every match. I haven't done that because some of them are on at 3 o'clock in the morning. And sorry, but I won't be asleep by then. I've watched the England games, and last night, because I'm actually recording this, believe it or not, on the 28th. But the vlog will be going up on the 1st, just in case I confuse you. I literally watched the Panama game last night, the Ghana game, I watched all of that, and I watched the Croatia game. Against Croatia, first half, not good. Second half, absolutely brilliant. One of the best second half performances I've seen from England in a long time. Against Ghana, I'm sorry, but they sat with 10 men behind the ball most of the time, and it is very, very difficult to break that kind of thing down. It really is. Against Panama, first half, not really that good. Second half, once they'd started passing faster and not holding on to the ball, we did a lot better, and we thoroughly deserved to win. Even though they had a couple of chances, we deserved to win that match. And now we play DR Congo, if I'm not mistaken, and that's on Wednesday, so that'll be reviewed in my next vlog. Now, how far we get, I do not know. I mean, I don't think we'll get past the 16 round. I think we'll get past Congo. I'm not 100%, but I think we will. But then I think we'll falter. I don't think we're good enough to win the World Cup. I'm sorry if you're going to ever go at me for that, but I don't. I really don't. So I've been watching that. The other thing I've been doing, as you can see from all the reviews, I've been reading a lot of books because the weather's been beautiful, so I've been sitting outside a lot and reading. The other day we had 31, 32 degree temperatures, and I'm sorry, but that is too warm for me. I can only do up to about 25 and then I'm nearly passing out. So yeah, it's not been the best time. I've had a job cool down. This is the first day in 6 that I've actually been cool without putting my fan on. So yeah, it's been a bit horrible and unbearable. And yeah, I know it's summer, so we've got to expect it. But I don't do all them 30 degrees and 40 degrees and all that crap. That is why I'm glad in a way I haven't gone abroad, because I don't think I could. I don't know whether I would, but I don't think I could manage the heat. Deb was going to try and get me go, and I was going to go with it, because if there's one person I would have gone abroad with, it would have been Deb. But yeah, it's been all reading, and eating flipping cornettos, Morrison's cornettos, and drinking slushies, because next door I've had a slushie machine, and they've been making all sorts of slushies from banana, mango. Jack Daniel's apple slushie is absolutely gorgeous. I've never even tried that, so that was really nice. But yeah, it's been a busy month. It's been a very busy month for me anyway. Excuse me. I've had a few little bits and bobs, nothing much, because I'm saving now. Now I've got back in June, I get another holiday at the end of September, so I've now got to save all my money for that, so that I've got some spending money. Otherwise, I'll be going there skint, and you don't go Cornwall skint. So yeah, that is my, basically since my last vlog. And yeah, like I said, it's been one of those months. Now, my last word today is going to be family, and there's a reason for that. So yeah, that's my, since my last vlog. Pedal Jungle, month 4. Whew, that's gone quick, hasn't it? There's me envelope and me sealed in t-shirt, just to prove I haven't opened it. I shall peel open. I always look at the t-shirt first. Oh, we've got a different colour this time. Normally it's black. I've got a white one this time. What have I got? Pedal Jungle. And it's basically... Oh, I like that. You know, that's, sorry, excuse the swearing. Oh dear me, I like that. Right, there's the front. With the logo on. But this is well cool. Look at this for a design. We just hold it in and then bring it out. Look at this for a design. Is that cool or cool? And what it actually says underneath is, after the sound fades, the signal remains. I really like that. That's very good. The quality of these t-shirts is absolutely stunning, by the way. I've not seen anything like this for a what's it t-shirt. But then again, you know, you pay your money, you get quality, don't you? So that's the t-shirt. Here is the envelope. Let's find out who the artist is this time, shall we? Open it nicely. Take out the bits. We have the usual, which is a cool... Is that a sticker or a card? Oh, a sticker. Yeah, cool sticker of the actual design, which isn't easy to see on a black background. Right, but I'll try. That's the sticker. Richie Pryor again has done the design, so another one from Richie Pryor. If I come back out, you might be able to see that. Richie Pryor. I've also got, oh yeah, my very nice collector's card. God, I do love these. I do love these. I'm going to have a wicked set of these when I've finished. There's the collector's card. So, in my Pedal Jungle, I've got the t-shirt, the collector's card and the tab, and I've also got this fantastic t-shirt with an awesome design on the back, which I'm looking forward to wearing. Now we've got all this hot weather, but more about that in a minute. And that is my Pedal Jungle mystery box for June 2026.
Hello folks, this is, we've just arrived, well we've not just arrived, we've arrived today at our holiday destination in North Wales. We've already had a first meal out because when we got here we were here for 12:30 and we couldn't be let into the place until 3 o'clock. Now tomorrow we've got a big day planned because Mandy and Steve know North Wales, I do not. Like I said, I haven't been here for 36 years, which is a long time. So the accommodation is absolutely out of this world. I'll do you a tour of that on one of the days where I've got a bit of time. All we've done today basically is we've been to Tesco, get the food shopping that we need for the week, and I've just been doing a little bit of reading on my Kindle, and we've watched a couple of episodes of Love Thy Neighbour TV series. It's, like I say, a short one today because obviously we've not done a lot. We've just literally gone to, I can't even remember the name of the place. There's that many different weird named places in North Wales. I get lost. And anyway, it was nice. We had a nice meal. I had a nice chicken, what was it? Hunter's chicken panini. And I decided to be very healthy and have it with salad and a assortment of potato chips. So I had like Dorito-y type things, just salt ones. Because I thought it would be smaller than having a portion of chips, and I thought, you know, it's a bit healthier, but it ended up being about the same size as a portion of chips, so that didn't work. But yeah, so tomorrow a lot bigger day, and that will officially be day one tomorrow, which will be the Sunday the 7th. So this is saying good night on Saturday the 6th. Hello there folks, it's Sunday the 7th of June. And we are heading to Tear Prince Market, which is near Towyn, or in Towyn, I can't remember which. So yeah, we're just on his way there now. Well, here we are, there's Mandy. Steve's just gone up for get us a coffee or a tea, whatever he comes back with. We've had a little walk around the market. It's a bit breezy today, so we've come inside for a cuppa rather than sit outside. Market's what you'd usually expect. Lots of stuff that holiday makers would love. You can tell some of it's for locals and stuff because like bedding sets and stuff. But yeah, it's okay so far. There's not as much stuff here as we thought there'd be, but it's okay. And now we're just going to have a nice cup of tea.
Under the moonlight, your tender kisses, gazing at starlight, I hear you whisper, my heart is thrilling, is this a lovely dream, or real as it seems, candlelit dances among the fireflies.
So that was a really lovely trip to Kaidai, which is a 1950s museum. It is brilliant, as you can see from all the photos I've just shown you. It is definitely worth going. I can't recommend it enough. It's £7.50 each, and the cups of tea are £1 a time, and you get a treat with it as well, a sweet treat. So yeah, it's really, really good. And there's so much stuff there. It makes you feel old, though. I will warn you, it does make you feel old, because a lot of the stuff you'll be like, oh, my mum had one of them. We had one of them. So yeah, that was called Kaidai, and it's a 1950s museum. Well, here I am in Rhyl, and it is totally different than what I remember. I don't recognise anything. If you'd have put me here, I would not have known I was in Rhyl. The car park is the same street as where we used to stay when I was a child. We used to stay in Church Street, and that's where the car park is. So we just called in to a place called the Plaza, and we're going to have a little bit of a light lunch and then carry on around Rhyl for a little bit. Apparently, I'm going to get even more watch it because there's so much that's changed, and like I said, I just do not recognise it. Well, here I am on Rhyl fronts, and I have to say it's as disappointing as my sisters said it would be. Everything has changed, and I would not have known I was in Rhyl if you'd have just picked me up and put me here. The memories from my childhood are a totally different Rhyl, a much more family-friendly Rhyl, much more entertaining Rhyl, and now it just looks dead, to be honest with you. Even I know it's a Sunday, but it's still dead. There's just nothing here no more, I don't think. Anyway, there's no way I could stay here for a week. We used to come here for a week, and literally we spent the entire week in Rhyl, and there was no problems, but now you couldn't do it. Now I find it very, very, very boring, and my sister was right, it's not the place it used to be. It's Monday morning, Monday the 8th, and we are off to Llandudno. We are starting at the Orme, and then apparently it's a tea shop, a tea room and a gift shop, not a tea shop and a gift room, whatever. And then we are going down into Llandudno. There weren't any brilliant pictures of Rhyl yesterday, because Rhyl isn't brilliant. The only thing that was exciting that happened was I went arse over tit, but that's about it really. Rhyl is a very, very, very disappointing place. So hopefully I will be more thrilled with Llandudno and the Orme. So, a bit more later. Well, folks, today is Tuesday the 9th, and we are heading to Anglesey for the day. So there'll probably be lots of photos of different things. I'm the actually only one of us that have never been to Anglesey, because Paul has been, which is my sister and my brother-in-law, they've been, but I've never been to Anglesey, so it's a first for me. So lots of photos to come. Here we are on Anglesey, and we are at the Transport Museum. Mandy and Steve have been before, of course I haven't. So yeah, looking forward to it. We're just going to have a quick bacon sarnie and a coffee, or in Mandy's case tea, and then we shall be in the museum. So good fun. And it's not a bad day actually. It's a bit overcast, but I tell you what, it's still warm. Catch you later. Well, here I am in Beaumaris, and we are going to go to Beaumaris Castle in a minute. The museum was absolutely fantastic. The Transport Museum in Anglesey was absolutely brilliant. We're just going to have a quick coffee and a bit of a break, because the wind here is brisk, shall we say. And I got my head blown off, and I couldn't get out of the car for 5 minutes because it was that windy. Every time I opened the door, it shut on my legs. But yeah, we're having a good time, and like I say, we're just going to have a nice drink, and then we're off into the castle. So here I am inside Beaumaris Castle. I've never been before. My sister and Steve have. They might come onto the picture in a minute because I'm doing a bit of video footage, so they'll have to be on it because I'm going round in a panoramic. Steve's head just gone past, and there I'm going round slowly. I love this idea over here. I'll just go backwards a minute. There, you see, that is a build your own castle for kids. You can literally build all the turrets and all sorts and make their own castle, so that's pretty cool. Follow me, I'm just walking now. I've got my stick in my hand, and I've got my phone in my other one, so if I drop you, don't be surprised. Now there you've got Steve doing his bit for charity, pushing Mandy. And then you've got the castle. I've got walk home yet, so it's really nice actually. It's an actually unfinished castle. I've no idea why. I'll find that out when I think I might buy one of the guidebooks. Doing like a tour with me. Sorry it's a bit slow, but I'm not quick on my feet. But this is Beaumaris Castle. As you can see, there's lots of little alcoves. I'm sorry, but I can't go up any of the stairs. I do apologise about that. But as you can see, there's all sorts of stuff. Look at that. Phew, up there. Flipping heck, I'm good, thanks. I go dizzy just looking. Bit of information there, look. Help support. That is well cool. Look at that. That's really cool. And then we'll do a little bit more of a walk. You don't want to see a bin, that's over there.
I'm having to watch two things, my feet and the phone, the camera. Whoa. Yeah, that's a bit different. I expected to be an exit out of here, but there isn't. Not unless you climb up in that wall, and I'm not about to do that. There's another alcove, and as you can see, it's miles up in the air. There's windows, all sorts of stuff on here. Come back round. Sorry if you're going dizzy. I do apologise. Just have a quick stumble while I'm not doing anything. Come through here, back the way I've just come. I'm not very good as a tour guide because I can't keep the camera straight. I don't know where I'm... Oh, they're there. I'm just going... Yeah. Some more here. Got another one. Yeah. That's a breeze. Like I say, it's very coolly done. A bit of history. So I hope you're enjoying this. Oh dear, bless. It's a very popular attraction, and if you're disabled, and you're a carer, you can get in for free. So it's really worth doing. A little bit more information there. We'll walk through another bit. Ooh, little alcove. Oh, blimey, the wind. Yeah, that looks like a passage, but it isn't. It's actually up a bit, look. That's the window from the other side where I've just been. On the floor here, I don't know what that is, but there we go. It is a... What? Try your hand at medieval carpentry. Look at this. Hammer and chisel there, look. And you can do a bit of carpentry while you're here. There's that bit there. So that's my fingers, you can see waggling about, because I'm just about holding the camera. Again, look how far up it is. I am not going up there. Turn back round. Doodly-doo. I don't often do this, because I'm usually in places where the footing isn't very good, but this one isn't too bad actually. Sorry if the sun dazzles you a bit, it's a bit bright. It's only supposed to be 15 degrees today, but it's warm. And there we have Mandy again. Woo-hoo. Enjoying it and all that. I've said I will go anywhere except up steps. It is very impressive. Yeah, it's unfinished. Like I said, I might buy a guidebook so that I know why it's unfinished, because it's a bit strange for a castle that's unfinished. There's lots and lots of steps if you're agile enough, which of course I aren't. I'm not walking all the way over there because that looks a bit uneven. Got the same again that side, and I've got a little passage here that I'm going to go through, so because I don't know where it leads. Walk this way. Ooh. Ooh. What we in? Oh, we're in a little round thing. Little round area with three little outwards there, and then that looks out onto the moat. And then again, we're up there. Look, get vertigo looking up there, but yeah, that's there. Well, folks, I don't know if I'm getting too old for this, but I'll tell you one thing. It's been a breezy day today. We've done Anglesey, like I said before. We did the Transport Museum, which is absolutely fantastic. And we also did Beaumaris Castle, which if you are disabled or you're a carer, you can get in for free. Now, it's a very unique castle because it's unfinished. It was never completed, the castle wasn't.
I'm just having a relax at the moment. It's about 4:30ish, and Mandy and Steve, I've just walked back down into Pensawn. My legs are absolutely aching. I know that's no excuse, but I've been averaging about 7,000 to 10,000 steps at the moment, and we're only on Tuesday. I haven't got a clue what we're doing yet tomorrow, but so far the weather has been okay. It's been really, really, we had about 5 seconds of rain earlier today, literally. As soon as my sister had put her stuff in a bag to keep it dry, it stopped. And literally the spots, I hardly felt them. There was like 10 spots and then it stopped. But the wind has been absolutely battering on Anglesey. But it's been brilliant. It has really, really been brilliant so far, and I'm new to North Wales because the only place I've really been in North Wales was Rhyl when I was a child and Bangor when I was 19, but I actually only saw Bangor in the dark. That's another story. But yeah, Rhyl is a very, very, very disappointing place now. I am really shocked what they've done. I just thought it was horrendous. I would never even dream of spending a day trip there because there's nothing to do. There is literally nothing to do. It is one of the most boring seaside resorts I've come across. The difference being the following day we went Llandudno and we spent the entire day almost. It was absolutely fantastic. We had a walk around the streets, we went in cafes, we went in the Homefront Museum. It was absolutely brilliant, honestly. I mean, the difference between Llandudno and Rhyl now is astonishing. I cannot believe the difference. But yeah, so that's it for today, which is Tuesday the 9th. Obviously, tomorrow is Wednesday the 10th, and I will let you know where we are going once I know. Well, here we are, folks. It's Wednesday the 10th. Yeah, the 10th. Wednesday the 10th, and we are heading to Mold. And I think it's for a market, isn't it, Mand?
Yeah.
Market. We're going to a market. So I may come back a little bit poorer than what I am now. So going to Mold today. Well, here I am sitting in Wetherspoons, the castle. We're going to have a nice meal out because Ruthing has been a bit of a disappointment really, because we just ended up walking around in circles and we didn't even find a cafe. So we've ended up coming to Wetherspoons. Mould was okay, but the market wasn't really up to much. I mean, probably years ago it was absolutely incredible, but there wasn't exactly a lot there. So yeah, we've done Mould, we've done Ruthing, and we're just going to have a nice sit-down meal, the three of us. There you go. There's Steve, and there's Mandy. So yeah, we're just going to have a Wetherspoons meal, and I've got a pint of Abominable. Way, sorry. Look, folks, it's Thursday the 11th. Is it the 11th? It's the 11th. And we're off to the Welsh Railway. Heritage Railway, did you say, man? Welsh Heritage Railway. That's our day out today. It is absolutely horrible weather. It really is. It is chucking it down with rain and it's not the best. But we make the best of things when we're on holidays. So I'll have some more footage for you when we're on the train.
Well, we did the Railway Heritage Museum and it was very, very enjoyable. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Bought some good souvenirs as well, which I'll show you later. We're now just sitting in a little cafe that's on the train station, not the one we were on, but a different one, Port Maddock. And we're just sitting here and we're just going to have bacon, jacket potatoes, whatever. We're having all sorts, but not each. That's sort of divided between us. A nice cup of coffee as well. The coffee I had this morning had about 12 spoons of flipping coffee in it, I think. It was a double espresso, double espresso, one of them. Anyway, we're not sure what we're doing after this because it depends on the weather really, because the weather's now stopped raining finally. It's been rainy since we got up this morning, so we'll see where we end up. Well, we're on the last day, folks, and we are heading back to Llandudno because it's ace, and that's all we're doing today. We're basically going Llandudno. So yeah, this is the end of the week. Tomorrow, boohoo, home. Here we are in Llandudno. It's about 12 o'clock, isn't it, give or take? Yeah, we're in a place called the Coffee Centre. I've not used it before, obviously, because I've not been here before. Lovely weather, it really is. There's a bit of a breeze, but it's nothing that'll spoil the day. So we're just going to have a nice little meal, and then it's a bit more trundling round shops, isn't it? And back to front somewhere. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. I can't believe I caught that on video. That noise, no, that was a crash. That wasn't one of us, I promise, and it wasn't Mandy because she's early, and it wasn't Steve because he's early. See, so it was none of us. Well, folks, this is the last one from Llandudno for this year. I'm just sitting in the car while Mandy and Steve have gone into Asda. I got a couple of groceries I think they need, and also we'll be topping up with petrol. But then we're heading back to probably Penson, maybe for a coffee. We might end up going straight back. I don't know. It's warm, it's very warm. It's 19 at the moment, so it's lovely. Apparently in Blackpool next week it's going to be absolutely beautiful, so I'll be getting a lot of use out of my patio and my Factor 50, which never came out the bottle, by the way. I haven't had to use it all week because some of the days, yes, we've had nicer weather, but it hasn't really got much above 17 degrees. This is probably one of the warmest days we've had so far, 19. But yeah, so this is my last vlog from Llandudno for 2026. So I'm going to roughly try and give you a tour of the place. So this is where we've stayed this week. number 19, as you can see there, number 19. You come in, I'll take you to the right first. Ignore the stick, that's mine. Ignore the Mandy, she wasn't here when we arrived. This is a lovely little kitchen that's got literally everything. It's got a dishwasher, it's got a flipping good, really decent oven. It's loaded up with crockery and plates and God knows what else, and glassware. Got a microwave, got a toaster, kettle. Even got an air fryer, which is unusual. Yeah, good cooker, decent size. Sink, all that sort of stuff. Then you've got this little, like a conservatory, well, little alcove thing, but it's fantastic because if you've got like a double buggy or a wheelchair or something, there's plenty of room. There's a high chair there, vacuum cleaner if you want to do a bit of hoovering, nice big fridge freezer. That's the kitchen part done. A lovely table there with 4 chairs, look, where you can sit for your meals. We actually didn't do that. Now we'll go back and we're going into the living room now. This is the living room where we spent many happy evenings watching Love Thy Neighbour. That's where I sat on the 2-seater sofa there. You've got a TV, you've got a DVD player, you've got DVDs, you've got board games. They've got lovely little nested tables. They've definitely come in useful. That's the sofa where Steve and Mandy were sitting. You've got a log fire there, definitely not needed. The decor is absolutely brilliant, as you can see. Very maritime. A nice little cupboard there full of stuff. Lots of books as well that you can partake of and have a read. I'll walk you through again. Then you go into the next one. And this is the bedroom where Mandy and Steve slept. As you can see, it's a nice big double bed. Lovely blinds at the window. You've got your wardrobe there. Chest of drawers. Yeah. That's that one. You've even got a little closet at the side there for putting stuff in, but I think it's locked, yes it is. Then you go into the bathroom. You've got your typical, obviously, you've got your toilet, you've got your sink, you've got a full electric shower there, which is absolutely fantastic. It looks like there's a toilet in the shower there, but there isn't, that's actually a reflection. Yeah, that's the bathroom, and then you go into my boudoir, which is here. This is where I slept all week. Lovely little single bed there, nice chest of drawers with lots of room. Good size mirror for when I shaved. Looking round, this is belting. This is what I had on my extension part. You've got a lovely little conservatory, and you can sit out there and do a bit of reading. And they've got a little table there, put your drinks on and stuff. It's really, really fantastic. You can even the blinds. You've got blinds here where you can actually activate them, so you can bring the blinds down. If, say, I don't know, it's the sun's shining too bright or whatever. We didn't go into the back garden because obviously there isn't much of a back garden. We didn't come here for that anyway. Yeah, so this is the place where we stayed for the week. Oop, there's me, sorry. So, yeah, if ever you want to find details about it, let me know. Well, folks, it's the morning that we return back to home. We've had a fantastic stay. I won't miss the wind, no chance. It's been horrendous, the wind has sometimes. It's really been more powerful than I've experienced in a long time. Anyway, we've had a brilliant holiday. We're just doing the last little bits now to the place before we leave. We're calling it a pension for a bit of breakfast, and then we're heading off back to Stoke. And then I'm being picked up and going back to Blackpool. So, yeah. Thank you for joining me for this journey, and I hope you've enjoyed it and you've seen a little bit more of North Wales. So as you've just seen, yeah, I had a really nice holiday. There's some good pictures there, but if you want the full lot, go onto my Facebook page. The link's underneath the vlog, or actually it's at the bottom of the screen right now, so you can click on that if you want. I'll not click on it, but you can go onto it. Now, my last word is family. Now, family to me is important, very important. I think without family, I wouldn't have got through the last 2.5 years. I wouldn't. Whether that be talking to Deb's mum on the phone, we've had some brilliant chats, talking to Sarah, who basically, she isn't my sister, but let's be honest, we get on like brother and sister, we always have done. She lives down in Leicester with her mum Janet. I sometimes go down there and stay with them. I spent Christmas with them, if you remember one of my previous vlogs. My sister Paula and my husband Andy, they've been there with me all the way through. My other sister Mandy and Steve, they've took me on holidays, they've come up here, they've told me I can go down there and stay with them. My nephews, Oliver's been brilliant, because Oliver and me have always got on. In fact, he's like a mini me, I think, anyway. A lot of people have said it. We have been mistaken for father and son a few times, and no, he is my nephew. But family, now the other part of family is, as you get older, and I'm 53 now, coming up to 54, they say that you start going to more funerals than weddings, and that is very, very true. Now this week we lost a member of my family, and it really got to me because not many people know this, but back in the day when I was very young, I had to stay with my Auntie Yvonne for about a week while my mum was in hospital for something, and I can't remember what it was. And I remember she was the first person I ever told that I was going to take my own life. I was going to kill myself. I was only like 13, and I was sick of all the bullying at school. I couldn't stand it anymore, and I just thought I just didn't want to be here. Anyway, I spoke to her, and she gave me this massive hug and talked to me and listened to me like an adult, and it was really, really, it opened my eyes to family, you know, proper family, because even though I didn't see her that often, you know, she was still there, and she told me stuff and I told her stuff, and I really, really thought a lot of my auntie. And unfortunately, she got taken in hospital a few days ago when she passed away. Now, she was only 72, and I don't think that's an age at all. Now, when I was born, there was 7 above me, which were like my mum, and she had 2 brothers. Let me get this right now. 2 brothers and 4 sisters. There's now only 1 auntie and 1 uncle off my mum's side left. That's it. That's my Uncle Phil and my Auntie Linda, and my Auntie Susie and my Uncle Ronnie. Them are the only 2 that are left, and there was 7 of them. So there was like 14 aunties and uncles on my mum's side. There's now 4. And like I say, as you go through your life, you do notice that suddenly 1 minute you're 4th generation and there's 3 generations above you, then the next thing you're only the 2nd generation down, and you think to yourself, wow, you know, there's now like 3 generations below me. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, you know, it won't be long before we are the first generation, if you like. That's it then, and then after us it's my nephews and nieces' time, and they'll reach the age, and wow, man, it does hit you hard, especially when they're only like 70s. Because I'm 53 now, so that's only what, 17 years away from 70. It's not a massive amount of time, and it can go really, really fast, as we know. And it makes you put your life into a bit of perspective, because I know my sister, who's 4 years older than me, so she's 58. I know you're going to say, hang on, you're 53. What I mean is, when I turn 54, she'll be 58. So, yeah, 4 years. And she turned around and she said to me, there's only 12 years, you know, till I'm 70. And I said, yeah. I said, but it's a different thing, isn't it? I mean, a lot of my family haven't died from big conditions, if you know what I mean. It isn't like they've been ill for years and years and years and then they've suddenly died. It's just suddenly like quirks of fate. I mean, my dad, he died from a bleed on the brain. My mum, she went in with a stomach problem to the hospital and never came back out. My Aunt Pauline, she went in with suspected pneumonia. 2 days later, she died of double pneumonia. My Auntie Margaret, I knew she was ill anyway. She'd been ill for a little bit. Me Uncle Peter, he was another one who literally went into hospital and then never came out. And you know, it's like, wow. And they're all just gone. Just gone. So, yeah, I've only got 4 above me now, 4 basically, which are my Auntie Susie, my Uncle Ronnie, and my Uncle Phil and my Auntie Linda. So, yeah, what I'm saying is, family, you might think they're going to be there for a very long time, but you don't really know. And me, Auntie Yvonne was so unexpected. It really was. I never even thought about anything like that happening. My Uncle Jeff, who was a husband, he basically has been ill for a very long time. You know, he's been very ill for a long time. And yet it was my Auntie Yvonne who's gone first, and that was a massive shock. It really was. When my sister told me, I was like, wow, I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, honestly. So yeah, family can be good and family can be bad, but mine, 99 times out of 100, I would turn to them in an emergency because I know they'd support me and they'd back me up. They've never turned their back on me. You know, they've always been there for me, and I'm lucky in that respect, because some of the stories I read online about how family treat each other is like shocking, really. It really is, and you just think to yourself, wow, seriously? We're on this planet for literally that long, and we can't even get along with members of our own family? I mean, no, something wrong somewhere. But yeah, no, I don't know the circumstances behind people's lives. I don't know how they fell out. It could be something momentous. It could be something so trivial that you just think, seriously, that's why you fell out? Something somebody said. Well, I'm sorry, but we all say things, whether we mean them or whether it's in the heat of the moment. But words, yes, they can hurt. They really can hurt. But you can't bear a grudge for 20, 30 years just because of something somebody said. I can't, anyway. I mean, you've got to remember that when I told my dad I was writing poetry, he thought I was gay. And he was ready for disowning me. And trying to persuade him that I wasn't gay, and yes, I do write poetry. It doesn't mean I'm gay. I love poetry. I've been writing poetry since I was 8 years old. And obviously once I got with Deb and settled down into the marriage, then, you know, he probably thought, oh, well, I got that wrong. I'm like, yeah, but I didn't hold it against him. My mum, when I was young, about 18, 19, she actually threw me out, you know, and I hadn't done anything wrong, don't get me wrong, I hadn't done anything wrong. You can ask any of my family on this, but the choice was either I went or a fella at the time, which was my Uncle Tommy, either I went or he went, and she said as she was going to be with him for the rest of her life, then it was me who got to go. And she would have seen me out on the street, but luckily my Auntie Pauline took me in, and the rest is history. And just as an aside, the fella who she was with, about 2-3 years after I was there, after I left, he went back to his wife in Ireland. So my mum was left on her own anyway. It's amazing how fate works, and it, karma and all that. But yeah, so the last word, family, is because family can be the last word. In other words, when you pass away, or when you're on your last legs or whatever and you're in hospital, you will know which ones are family, because they'll be there. If they can possibly be there, they will be there. It's different if you live like 200 miles away and there's no way you can get down there, like me with my Auntie Yvonne. My sister went down, our Paula, and she represented me because I couldn't go down there. So she represented me, so I felt like I was there, if you know what I mean. My sister's also said that she's glad I didn't go because I've got good memories of how my Auntie Yvonne used to look like in here. And she said, you know, keep those memories because that's what you want to keep. And she's right, you know, she's right. I would have loved to have been there to say to her or to her, like, but, you know, Paula did it for me. And again, like I say, if I'm on my deathbed and I will know who my family are because they'll be around me. You know, whether it be my nephews, my nieces, my great-nieces, my great-nephews, my sisters, I don't know. I don't know who the hell's going to be there. I don't know when I'm going to go. Nobody does. So, yeah, just remember, family, they can be the making of you, all the breaking of you, and it's really up to you which you want them to be. Anyway, that's my vlog finished for today. For this month, actually, 1st of June. Cool, 1st of July now. Cool, I can't believe that. So that's a month's worth of vlog. I hope you've enjoyed it, the unboxings, the pictures from my holiday, the reviews, and yeah, you all take care, and I will do another vlog on the 1st of August.